Welcome to Midday, Australia. Please welcome your host, Derryn Hinch.
Good afternoon, Australia. Boy, what a cold spell coming into the studio today. Pretty cold, huh? Whew. I reckon the temperature must have been lower last night than Alexander Downer's popularity rating. Plunged about as fast. Can you believe all those polls? 1 minute, he's way ahead of Paul Keating. The next, he's dropped 17% in one poll in the Australian newspaper. And, of course, it's all come about since Mr Downer made that visit to Central Australia last week. Maybe the Libs should have arranged for Bronwyn Bishop to hijack his plane. Anyway, no politics on today's show, although I must say I'm surprised that Jack Thompson has been overlooked for an AFI Award nomination this year. I thought that his performance in The Sum of Us was absolutely outstanding. So maybe Jack's just a little too Australian to receive an Australian award. Who knows? Go on with the show today. Everything on today's show, from winter soups to synchronised swimming. From overcoming those getting older blues, if you suffer from them, to getting a good night's sleep with a new baby. I'll be talking to Ida Buttrose and to Dr. Jane Barry. We have some comedy. We have the fabulous sounds of the Supremes and a great musical start, because first up, as Monty Python would say, and now for something completely different. The Crocodillos. It's the highly unlikely name of a singing group all the way from Harvard University in Massachusetts in the United States. They've just arrived in Australia on a world tour. We'll find out a little more about them later on in the program. But now, will you please give a big welcome to the Crocodillos and the House of Blue Lights.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve. And I'm Adrian, and we are the Harvard Crocodillos. Well, lace up your boots and you walk on down to a knockdown shack on the edge of town. There's an 8-beaten combo there that just won't quit. Keep a walking till you see a blue light lit fall in there. Can you dig them sights down at the house of blue lights? Oh, there's fryers, Detroit barbecue ribs, Bob the Duke with the trades. When the 7-Up, 5 Navies, we're gonna spend the rest of your brains down at the house of blue lights. Dooby-dum-dooby-doo-doo, boy, dooby-dum-dooby-doo-doo, hi, boy, 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 down at the house of blue lights. Well, it's a few boots and you walk on down to a knockdown shack on the edge of town. There's an 8-beaten novel that just won't quit. Keep a walking till you see a blue light lit fall in there. Can you dig them sights down at the house of blue lights? Dooby-dum-dooby-doo-doo, boy, dooby-dum-dooby-doo-doo, hi, boy, 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 ga-you-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-ba-ba. Well, you're listening to the call down to a knockdown shack on the edge of town. There's an 8-beaten novel that just won't quit. Keep a walking till you see that blue light lit fall in there. Can you dig them sights down at the house of blue lights? Doon, 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 doo, ah. Be sure to spend your friends down at the House of Blue Lights.
And you can catch the Crocodillos if you're in Sydney at noon on Sunday, August the 14th. That's at the Boardwalk of the Sydney Opera House. And now you please welcome the tour manager, Glenn Bianchi. Now, the Crocodillos, how did the name come about?
Well, the name comes from the mascot of the Hasty Pudding Club, which is the social club at Harvard that the Crocodillos are a part of. The mascot has been the crocodile since back in the 1700s when the group, the social club, was formed. And the Crocs came about in 1946 when 4 of these gentlemen from the pudding decided they'd like to become songsters and took the name from the mascot.
Now, the Hasty Pudding Club, how on earth did that get its name?
Yeah, well, that's an interesting bit of Harvard lore. Of course, Harvard, being the very religious institution it was back in the beginning in the 16 and 1700s, didn't look upon the rowdy drinking of these hasty pudding people kindly. So they had to resort to secret means of organizing meetings and would alert the members to a meeting that evening by cooking up a batch of this hasty pudding, which is actually molasses and brown sugar. It's a real sweet concoction. And the members who lived in Cambridge would sniff a scent of this and follow their noses to the night's carousing.
And that was it?
Yeah, and that was it, right.
And were you sort of the forerunners of the guys made famous in the movie Animal House?
Oh, not quite that. They like to be a little bit more pretentious at Harvard, you know, and have more black tie events and things of that sort. But it's more like a fraternity nowadays. It really is.
Because five presidents were members?
Yeah, that's right. Starting from John Adams and John Quincy Adams, both of the Roosevelts, and John Kennedy more recently. We're all members of the pudding, yeah. Before they...
Sounds strange you put it like that, doesn't it? Yeah, all members of the pudding. And in fact, I think Teddy Roosevelt, who was a hunter, shot a couple of the crocs that are on the wall.
He was indeed, yeah. Legend has it that the first 4 crocs who formed the group in '46 looked above the mantelpiece in the clubroom, saw the stuffed crocodiles that reportedly were shot by Teddy himself, and drew their inspiration from there. But being pretentious, they weren't going to settle just for crocodile. They had to take the Greek for crocodile, crocodilos, hence the sort of convoluted name. But.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Hasty Pudding Club, are you the guys that also give awards every year for the worst actor and worst actress?
Yeah, well, that's it.
In Hollywood?
They like to say that it's an award for great work in the performing arts, but it tends to be who they really want to meet that year, I think. This past year, it was Meg Ryan for the Woman of the Year, and Tom Cruise, who brought along wife Nicole Kidman, much to our pleasure.
Yeah.
And we have the pleasure of serenading the Woman of the Year. So we got to sing Meg Ryan a song, and last year Whoopi Goldberg. So a lot of famous people come through. It's really
it's become. I mean, it's become a sort of a friendly roast, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. They made Tom. I don't know if you saw some of the pictures. They made Tom put on a Harvard bra and step into some high heels. You're supposed to earn the pudding pot, which is the actual award that they give to each performer.
And speaking of dressing up in strange clothes, Herman Munster, Fred Gwynne was a member.
Yes, indeed. He was a member of the original group. He was, of course, a bass, as you might imagine, and a big booming voice. And he actually did some of the artwork on one of our first albums and was a member until 1948.
Does Harvard still have the clout? I mean, if you're a Harvard guy, you could get the entree to Wall Street, to politics, to like Henry Kissinger, I think, was a Harvard man.
He did. Henry was. Yeah, it still is, I think, we like to think, a place of high repute. And the Wall Street firms still come to the campus to recruit the graduating seniors. In fact, the group, lost a member to a Goldman Sachs just a couple of weeks ago.
You're telling me Gordon Gekko was a Harvard man?
I don't know. I think so. Some of them are.
Dear. Well, I know you're going to go back over and join the Crocodillos, and a reminder that you can see them at the Opera House boardwalk this Sunday at noon. So we're going to go to the break with the Crocodillos and Runaway.
Thank you. Okay.
Dim stim dim do a 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 dim stim dim.
As I walk along, I wonder what went wrong with our love. A love that was so strong. And as I still wonder, I think of the things we've done together while our hearts were young. I'm walking in the rain, 'tis falling and I feel the pain. Wishing you were here by me to end this misery, and I wonder, why she ran away, and I wonder where she will stay, my little runaway, runaway. I'm walking in the rain, 'tis falling and I feel the pain. Wishing you were here by me to end this misery, and I wonder, I wonder where she will stay, my little runaway. Run, 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 roll. Run, 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 roll. Run, 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 run away. Run away.
And coughing.